Hello everyone and welcome to another StarCraft 2 commentary with EXO, and today I'm going to be bringing you a game between, yes, it is going to be Root QXE spawning as the purple Terran at the 2 o'clock position, and over here at the 8 o'clock position we're going to have Taurent. I'm just going to call him Taurent through this game. It's much easier like that, I guess everyone agrees, as the orange Protoss. So a few things about these players. For those of you who might not know, QXE, I've been casting a lot of games with him because he just offers so many high quality replays. He also has a stream up, so you might want to check that out too as well. It's very cool because he's one of the few players that actually does talk while he plays, sometimes at the beginning of the game or at the end, or sometimes even during the game. He says some things that are quite good for people to listen to and to pick up on. So yeah, definitely one of my favorite streamers and one of my favorite players actually, because he just offers so much insight into the game through his replays, and yeah, it's something really to be appreciated. I think not everybody does this. Actually, very few players do this. So I think that anybody who does offer their replays, any of the pro StarCraft 2 players that offer their replays up so other people can learn and study and so forth, are to be appreciated, because most players won't do that because they don't want other pro players that might you know, in tournaments that might face again that they might face to study those replays and so forth. But yeah, and as for Taurent, Taurent is not such a well-known player because he hasn't really played in so many high-end tournaments, hasn't had that many great results, but he is Canadian, so obviously this game is from the North American servers, and it's just one of those replays that QXE uploads from his latter games. Anyway, gonna take a look at what's happening in the game. Didn't talk too much about the game, nothing really interesting. Very standard opening from QXE with a supply depot into barracks into gas into orbital command at 14 or 15, and actually yes, it was 15 actually. So as for the Protoss player, we have a very fast cyber core, so no really aggressive zealot pushes or anything like that. It is Lost Temple. The spawn locations are very nice for a macro game, I would say, because they are very spread apart, and neither Protoss or Terran are that much of a dynamic race, unless of course you count in drops and proxy pylons with warping in units and so forth. But we see QXE actually scouting around over here, and as for Taurent, he has already scouted QXE's base, so they both know it isn't going to be a spawn location. For instance, if we had Taurent where he is right now and have QXE up here, then due to the pathing of the map, the bases would be much closer and attacking would be much easier from both sides. So yeah, most likely we're going to see both players going for a fast expand. I wouldn't be surprised. But actually, QXE is getting a fast gas, a fast second gas. This can mean a number of things. Looks like he's opening into 1-1-1-1. There we go. He is going for the starport, so might actually see Banshees in this game. We'll see what he decides to do, if he's going to go for Banshees or Cloaked Banshees or anything like that. Definitely going to have some air units popping out from that starport. And looking at what's happening on this side, not really much happening. The fact is that the warp gate research has been started, so it's almost done. We didn't see it get chrono boosted though. Oh, and this is interesting, a robo facility and another gateway over here, and interesting placement of these of this second gateway, for instance. Probably gonna dodge a scan. The scan is not gonna pick it up if it comes here or at the natural, so interesting positioning of this gateway. So it's going to be a 2-gate into a robotics facility. Now this means usually it means a timing push. Either you go for a fast immortal or a fast observer. It depends what you want to do, but if you do get a fast observer, then you will see what your opponent is doing very easily. You'll be able to prepare yourself. There we go. So a fast observer is out. Usually gets chrono boosted, so it gets built as fast as possible. Obviously, you want to scout your opponent as fast as you can. And here we see QXE actually, indeed, he's going for Cloak and a Banshee, and we see this factory is floating across. It is going to scout most of what Taurent is doing over here, and also Taurent is sending his observer across the map to see what QXE is doing. The command center for QXE, actually both players have started their expansion pretty much at the same time, at about 6 minutes game time. So they're both going to have their expansions up, and they're going to be macroing up accordingly. Like I said, the small locations really do favor macroing right now. So this factory is almost at the natural. Gonna see this. Most likely isn't gonna go down, or perhaps there's 3 stalkers out, and a sentry might just go down, but doesn't look like. Oh, he's gonna be going. Is this gonna be a Thor? Oh, wait a second. Did I miss something? Did I miss an armory? No, I didn't. Nothing on the production tab. And oh, he's just gonna be going for the siege tank thingy here already. So he doesn't. So he won't get a medevac. Whoa, this is really interesting playing from QXE. And siege mode. Gotta see siege mode, I guess. Or not. Or did he already research siege mode and I didn't catch it? We'll see when this tank is out. I didn't actually check. He had this add-on over here, but I'm not sure if actually he researched siege mode in time. I don't believe so. But anyway, this is going to be interesting because if this tank doesn't have siege mode already, actually, it might be in range. This is very interesting because usually when this happens, it's either a Thor or a siege tank with siege mode. But siege tanks do have a pretty high range, even if they're not sieged up. So let's see what happens. This Banshee is over here. Well, and this aggression might be very interesting. Indeed, there is no siege mode, but there's an observer out. So this is most likely gonna get countered over here. Banshee's not going to be able to do anything because Cloak won't help it whatsoever. The observer is there. This siege tank is pinned down as well. But no way for the... Oh, and here we go. We have a war prism on the way. So as soon as that war prism is done, everything over here is gonna get nullified, most likely by the units the taurent has. But for now, looks like QXC wants to get another tank, and there we go. Siege mode is almost done. He was researching it on that tech lab. But there we go, the war prism is done, but there's 2 banshees over here. They are cloaking, and here we go, focusing down the stalkers, of course. And 1 stalker going down, another stalker is very weak and might just go down. There we go. Where's the observer? The observer is slacking a little bit. There we go. It is coming closer right now. 1 banshee does go down. More stalkers getting warped on this high ledge over here, and it looks like this harass attempt is going to be nullified. Although I'd like to say that I like, I like these sounds French, but I like this attempt of harassment from QXC with the tank, which didn't really have siege mode, and researched it up there. Really nice timings from QXC. I guess he's really what's it called? He's really practicing in his games all sorts of timings and strategies like this, like building. Actually, this is the first game in which I've seen someone actually bring a factory over here and build a tank. But might actually be a bit more effective if you built a Thor. I think so, because you don't have to wait for the siege mode research and so forth. So the Thor might have been better. But anyway, still an interesting strategy to keep into account. Now, taking a look at what's happening in the Protoss base, the Robotics Bay and a Stargate is on the way. So we're going to see Colossus popping out over here quite soon. And as for QXC, he is getting Combat Shield and Concussive Shells. Stimpack is already done. And as usual, he's throwing down a lot of barracks to offer him all the unit production he needs. And just going to take a look at the income tab so we can see what both players are doing over here. QXC is a little bit in the lead, obviously due to these mules that are helping a lot. But he needs to saturate these geysers over here, and he needs to plant another, refinery on this geyser. Now taurent is going for the gold, and this is quite smart to do, because when you do something like this, when you cancel a push like that, 2 tanks and some banshees and the factory, it means that your opponent doesn't really have that much stuff, and that would be true a little while ago, but QXC did get all those barracks up, and he has a Raven as well. He has an impressive amount. If you take a look at the unit counting station, it is 22 Marines, 5 Marauders, and 3 Banshees, so that's a quite considerable army. I don't think 11 Stalkers, 1 Colossus, and 2 Zealots can really hold up against this, but let's see. There's no Observer here. He can just cloak the Banshees and kill off some Stalkers. I'm not sure why he's not doing that. I guess he was afraid that an Observer was nearby. You gotta be careful with the Banshees. The Stalkers are pretty fast, so don't want to let your Banshees get caught up in such attack when you can't retreat. So QXC is going around right now, and I'm following this one, and most likely going to be a drop on this side. Let's see how strong that is going to be. There are some Phoenix out. Obviously, Phoenix, the key unit to use against Banshees. They're really good. Banshees don't even attack air, so and not to mention that Phoenix are fast. They can also lift up siege tanks, another good thing to keep in mind. But usually Terrans don't really use siege tanks against Protoss. It's quite rare that you see a lot of siege tanks in TVP matchups. So here we go. QXC is in position, and let's see what's gonna happen. He's gonna try and take down a lot of probes, I believe. Let's see. But he has no anti-air whatsoever. There's a point defense drone down. It does go down right now. And I'm not sure if QXC invested the best amount of time and units in here, but he's taking down quite a lot of probes right now. And this is good. This is good. He's taking down quite a lot of probes indeed. So I think in total must have been over 10 probes that went down over there. So that's a good thing. And here we got another expansion at the gold for Torrent, while QXC has not yet taken down the gold rocks. No, he has not. And no command center. Oh, actually, there's one. Where's this extra command center? Here we go. He built it here. This is quite weird. And oh, here we go. Some Phoenix Ras might be incoming. He did see those Phoenix, planted some turrets up, but oh, well, a lot of SCVs are going down over there. These Phoenix are very fast. It's really hard to stop them. You need a lot of turrets, actually, because with just 2 or 3 turrets, those Phoenix can still swoop in and kill like 6 SCVs and not get any casualties whatsoever. If you're really fast, you can do that. And one Banshee being really annoying here at the goal, trying to take down some probes. Already 2 kills, and just like QXC really wants to employ Banshees in this game, but it does get taken out. So it looks like he's looking to take his probes back. Yep, there we go. He's sending them back to the mineral line, and QXC has a lot of forces moving out. And by the way, let me look at the time, because GSL is starting up. Yes, it is 11 a.m. actually, and in an hour GSL is going to start up. I was just curious to see if I'm going to be able to finish this cast until GSL will start. So by the way, if you guys don't know what GSL is, the Global StarCraft League. So it is in Korea. It is the largest, let's say, tournament in the world with the highest prizes in the world. It is organized in Seoul, Korea, and yeah, do check it out. There are streams out there, free streams, and it's hosted every month. It never really stops. There's just like a small break in between the tournaments, the monthly tournaments, but that's it, like a week, and it resumes again. New season starts up. So yeah, definitely go check that out. Some of the best players, actually the best players in the world, are playing over there. Now it looks like QXC did go for a very unusual expanding pattern over here. You'd expect to see, obviously, if you look at the spawn positions, you'd draw a line, an imaginary line like this through the map, and that's how the map does get split out. But QXC actually landed this command center over here. He's taking the gold as well, and